Beneath the majestic domes of St. Basil's Cathedral, known to many as a symbol of Moscow and Russia, lies a mystery that has attracted generations of researchers and archaeologists. This is not just a place of worship and architectural wonder, but a complex system of underground chambers shrouded in legend. Historians have long tried to unravel their true purpose, and each new discovery brings more mysteries than answers. Among these underground passages, there is a legend about a secret vault, allegedly created on the orders of Ivan the Terrible himself. The first official mention of underground chambers beneath the cathedral dates back to around the 18th century. These documents refer to vaulted rooms hidden from the eyes of ordinary townspeople and allegedly used as storerooms for rare and valuable items. However, real archaeological research began much later, only at the beginning of the 20th century, when interest in studying Moscow's ancient monuments intensified. Few people knew at the time that a confusing network of tunnels and halls lay beneath the cathedral's foundations. Legends circulating in Moscow and its environs caused a peculiar fear among scientists. Stories that some of the underground passages were protected by magic, like a curse on clumsy explorers, were passed from mouth to mouth. Many archaeologists who touched these mysteries kept diaries full of disturbing notes about inexplicable phenomena and an inexplicable feeling of the presence of something alien. As a result, the costly search for underground secrets often ends prematurely because fear is a powerful deterrent. The most intriguing version says that a vault is hidden under the temple, organized for treasures collected by Ivan the Terrible. According to legend, the Tsar collected not only gold and jewels, but also rare artifacts and copied scrolls with secret knowledge hidden from his enemies. Although there is no official confirmation of this, the rumors are so strong that historians are once again wondering what Russian history could be hiding behind the facade of the temple. The search continues, but so far no significant artifacts have been found in these underground chambers. The structure of these underground rooms is interesting. Intricately crafted arches and staircases leading nowhere, as if deliberately designed to confuse uninvited guests. Some of the above-ground entrances are covered with a thick layer of stone masonry, which at first glance is indistinguishable from the overall architecture of the cathedral. This suggests that these structures were not built just for the sake of it, but with the aim of keeping treasures or something else secret. They could have served as a refuge, secret archives, or even part of the Moscow Kremlin's defensive strategy. Archaeologists who tried to get to the deepest parts of the dungeons faced both physical and psychological obstacles. One of the most famous researchers, Mikhail Kovalev, talked about how during the expedition he felt not only physical exhaustion, but also the presence of something like a shadow from the past. He noted that the underground chambers seemed to have a life of their own, with their own atmosphere, consisting of silence and a hollow echo that makes it difficult to concentrate. It is still unknown how many levels and galleries are hidden beneath the sacred ground of the cathedral, as complete mapping of the underground chambers remains a real challenge. Modern technical methods, such as ground-penetrating radar and laser scanning, have made it possible to explore only a small part without risk to health. However, even here, the answers raise new questions. Why do some areas look abandoned, while others are carefully guarded? It is likely that these mysteries will remain unsolved for many generations to come. Defenders of historical heritage treat these underground labyrinths with special awe and respect. They warn that ill-considered actions could lead to the loss of unique artifacts and the destruction of ancient structures. Therefore, any expedition requires careful preparation, knowledge, and respect for the past. Nevertheless, interest in these mysteries is only growing, and the desire to get to the bottom of the truth combines the spirit of explorers and adventure romantics. In reality, the underground passages of St. Basil's Cathedral are not only a historical mystery, but also a challenge for modern science. Much remains hidden in their depths, and each new spotlight illuminates only a small part of the ancient labyrinth. Unraveling the mystery could change our understanding of Russian history, and the quest for knowledge itself resembles an ancient game of light and shadow, intertwined with mysticism and reality. Even after centuries, the cathedral continues to hold many secrets, ready to be revealed only to the most persistent and courageous. This fascinating journey into the world of underground mysteries is just beginning, and new discoveries await us that will make us look at this familiar symbol of Moscow in a completely different light. In the next part, we will try to lift the veil on the most dangerous and secret parts of the underground, where history is intertwined with mysticism and the fear of the past. It is there that the answers to the most sinister questions that trouble the minds of researchers are hidden. Legends surrounding the underground passages of St. Basil's Cathedral, like a fabric woven from the finest threads of myths, historical facts, and mysteries, envelop the heart of the Moscow Kremlin. It is believed that a vault belonging to Ivan the Terrible, the reformist Tsar with a reputation capable of sparking the imagination of even the most skeptical researchers, is hidden beneath this temple. Its secrets arouse not only curiosity, but also fear among archaeologists who have repeatedly encountered unusual phenomena and unsolved mysteries while attempting to explore the underground passages. Sources preserved from ancient times offer several versions of the origin of this repository. Some accounts describe the underground as a refuge for royal treasures, created during the years when Ivan IV organized the fortification of the Moscow Kremlin complex. Others tell of mystical rituals and protective spells that were allegedly cast on the entrances to the hiding place to prevent access by the uninitiated. This adds a special aura of mysticism and fear, which many modern researchers take seriously, considering the anomalous magnetic fields and flashes of some kind of energy recorded near the hidden passages. Historian Alexei Mikhailovich, who devoted years to studying Moscow legends, believed that the roots of these legends go deeper than is commonly believed. He claimed that Ivan the Terrible could have created a repository not only to preserve material wealth, but also to store unique artifacts, mechanisms, and even forbidden knowledge lost during the era of turmoil and war. His research, based on the study of numerous 17th-century documents, revealed hints of underground passages leading from the temple to ancient fortifications. Unfortunately, there is still no direct confirmation of these theories, and many underground tunnels remain inaccessible due to the danger of collapse and mysterious accidents involving previous explorers. There are also chronicles of strange events associated with attempts to penetrate this place. In the early 19th century, a merchant named Pafnuty, having heard about underground riches, tried to descend into one of the supposed openings on his own, but his expedition ended in failure. Witnesses reported that the sounds coming from the depths resembled whispers and an unnatural rumbling, followed by strong tremors that caused a collapse. All this gave rise to many speculations and fears that deterred new research groups from venturing there. In the mystery of the underground chambers of St. Basil the Blessed, great importance is attached to the role of the temple itself. It was built with a special design, where each stone carries a symbolic meaning, reflecting ancient archetypes and sacred knowledge. Some esotericists suggest that the temple itself is not just an architectural monument, but a kind of protective dome under which the very repository is hidden. In their opinion, the energy of the building affects the underground spaces, creating invisible barriers for those who do not have the proper level of preparation or intention. This theory is confirmed by some facts. For example, devices that record magnetic and electric fields showed anomalous results that cannot be explained scientifically. Historical archives suggest that Ivan the Terrible was a superstitious and mysterious man, who attached great importance to amulets and secrets that could protect his possessions and legacy. His desire for secrecy and protection of personal secrets adds to the picture of a mysterious underground complex. In addition, rumors suggest that the vault may contain ancient writings or even sacred relics that have lost their place in the public consciousness but retain incredible historical value. Many scholars believe that the underground complex is worth studying not only as an architectural phenomenon, but also as a key to understanding the depths of Russian history and culture. Curiosity is gradually reviving among the younger generation of researchers, engineers, and historians. But it is precisely the fear of the unknown and unexpected anomalies that make it impossible to walk through these mysterious corridors. It is also known that some of those who dared to enter without sufficient preparation reported visions intertwined with historical events and personal experiences, which only adds fuel to the fire of mysticism, linking the past and the present. This phenomenon has attracted the interest of parapsychologists who study the connection between spatial memory and human consciousness. Among the many mysteries surrounding the underground repository, the question of why archaeologists and monument preservationists are afraid to descend into these depths is particularly intriguing. Official reports note frequent cases of disasters, unexplained equipment failures, and even mental disorders among expedition members. Some claim that these manifestations are associated not only with physical factors, but also with certain energetic or mystical barriers that protect the secrets of the repository. Because of this, the risk of falling victim to such an incomprehensible force forces many to put their plans on hold. Nevertheless, the history of these underground chambers lives on in the stories of old-timers and chronicles, passed down from generation to generation. It seems to grow with new details and legends, and sometimes warnings that cannot be ignored. Almost everyone who has ever heard of Ivan the Terrible's secret vault wonders what is really stored there: gold and jewels, or knowledge that could change our understanding of the past. It is this mystery that makes the underground chamber an attractive object of research, where science and mysticism clash in a struggle to uncover the truth. In this fine line between reality and fiction lies much of what shapes our history and cultural heritage. Perhaps it is here, under the stone vaults and ancient mighty arches, that the key to not only riches, but also to understanding the soul of those times is hidden. Attempts to unravel the mystery of Vasily Blazheny's underground continue, and the secret, like an eternal flame, gives no rest to any researcher who has ventured down this mystical path. It is this atmosphere of the unknown and alluring mystery that smoothly leads us to the next chapter, where we will take a closer look at how the underground was built and what architectural mysteries it holds, revealing new facets of its deeper meaning and significance for Russian history. Archaeological research of the underground halls of St. Basil's Cathedral has been a source of both admiration and deep perplexity for scientists for many decades. The first excavations, which began in the middle of the last century, were prompted by legends about the secret vaults of the great Tsar Ivan the Terrible. Scientists hoped to find forgotten treasures and documents that could shed light on little-known pages of Russian history. Ivan Petrovich Smirnov, a renowned archaeologist who participated in the expeditions of the 1970s, recalled that at first the work was active and optimistic. They discovered halls with carved vaults, decorated with frescoes, incomprehensible symbols, and unpredictable decorative elements that did not fit into the known style of the time. However, with each step deeper into the underground chambers, the atmosphere became increasingly mysterious and disturbing. One of the most mysterious aspects was the strange noises and vibrations that were observed deep in the underground labyrinth. Many expedition members claimed to have heard faint voices and other inexplicable sounds resembling the whispers of ancient secrets. Some, including experienced specialists, experienced a sense of unease, and incomprehensible fear, which explained their refusal to continue exploring the most remote chambers. It soon became clear that it was not only mystical phenomena that were scaring the researchers away. The structure of the underground chambers turned out to be extremely fragile and dangerous. Engineering experts warned of the threat of collapse, so work had to be carried out with extreme caution and often suspended. As a result, entire sections of the temple's underground corridors remained completely inaccessible for study. During one of the expeditions deep underground, a strange collection of objects cast from metals that could not be analyzed using conventional methods was found. These artifacts combined features of ancient craftsmanship and technologies that, according to some scientists, could have been decades ahead of their time. Ivan Petrovich believed that such findings could change our understanding of the development of past civilizations, but their origin remained a mystery. The records of Dmitry Fedorovich, a young archaeologist who attempted to penetrate deeper into the most mysterious corridors in the late 1980s, occupy a special place in the history of research. His notes are full of descriptions of inexplicable phenomena that at first seemed medically inexplicable. Dmitry claimed that he felt the presence of a certain energy that seemed to watch his every step and sometimes even guide his actions inside the labyrinth. Interestingly, it was Dmitry's experience that led to the collective decision to suspend work. Fear of the unknown and respect for the mysteries of the underground passages led the heads of the research groups to treat the idea of a full-scale study of the site with caution. Despite public pressure and interest from the scientific community, the scientists realized that it was impossible to proceed without thorough preparation and risk assessment. Over time, the underground passages gained the status of a mysterious and mystical place, where science and superstition intersect in a dangerous game. Many researchers claim that Ivan the Terrible's secret vault really exists, but it is hidden behind invisible boundaries, like a bowl containing ancient secrets. Shrouded in a lack of accurate data and numerous rumors, the underground has become the subject of conspiracy theories and mystical assumptions, which have only heightened interest in its study. In recent years, new scanning and remote sensing methods have raised hopes that one day the main secrets of the underground halls will be revealed. However, even the most advanced technologies cannot replace the presence of scientists willing to risk their lives for the sake of truth. Fear and apprehension associated with the unpredictable nature of the underground passages continue to limit access to the most significant research sites. The scientific community is waiting for the preparatory work to strengthen the vaults and ensure the safety of researchers to be completed. This will allow full-scale excavations to begin and, perhaps, reveal unique artifacts that hold the keys to historical mysteries. For now, the underground chambers of St. Basil the Blessed remain a place where science meets mysticism, reflecting the depths of the unknown. Thus, archaeological research under the Church continues, bringing not only scientific knowledge, but also a spirit of mystery that is both captivating and frightening. There are still many discoveries ahead, but the path to them is not easy and requires courage. It is these new steps that we will discuss in the next section, where we will talk about modern technologies capable of revealing the unspeakable secrets of the underground. The underground passages beneath St. Basil's Cathedral have always been surrounded by a special atmosphere of mystery and fear. Stories merge into a single legend about a secret repository, allegedly created by Ivan the Terrible, where things hidden from ordinary people are kept. But what really alarms archaeologists who dare to approach this mystical depth? One of the first factors is the lack of reliable information. Maps and plans of the underground passages have been partially lost or severely damaged over time, and the surviving records are contradictory and mysterious. Many corridors have not been explored or surveyed, which adds to the sense of uncertainty and danger. In addition, the construction of the underground passages themselves raises many questions. The narrow galleries are made of fragile materials that have been subject to centuries of decay and erosion. Breaks in the ceilings and rotten wooden beams pose a real threat of collapse. In some places, the roof of the underground seems too fragile to withstand further excavation. Such instability forces scientists to exercise extreme caution, as a mistake could cost lives. Many archaeologists admit that their fear of disaster is not mystical superstition, but a well-founded feeling. Nevertheless, it is not only physical causes that frighten researchers. There are many legends surrounding the underground chambers, which often heighten their anxiety. Many believe that the repository contains terrible secrets and forces capable of harming those who disturb the peace of the ancient walls. Local residents tell stories of ghosts and sinister shadows that appear in the shadows of the underground passages. The museum's elderly security guard has repeatedly noticed unexplained noises and movements in places where no human foot has ever set foot. This mystical aura plunges researchers into an atmosphere of uncertainty and gives rise to cautious fears that become real barriers to exploration. Among the possible reasons for concern is the lack of modern safety equipment adapted to such ancient structures. Due to the location and architecture of the underground passages, many technical devices, such as ventilation and lighting systems, cannot function properly here. Poor air circulation and unstable power supply pose a risk to the health or even the lives of researchers. In the past, several expeditions have been forced to stop work due to sudden bad weather or equipment failure, reinforcing the view that the underground complex is dangerous, not only because of its physical characteristics, but also because of the impossibility of ensuring safe conditions on site. Real stories from recent excavations add to these concerns. In the 20th century, one of the researchers, Vladimir Sergeyevich, recounted how the team was forced to leave the underground complex in a hurry after hearing strange noises under their feet. It later turned out that part of the floor had begun to sink, and only the timely sound of cracking allowed them to avoid disaster. This incident became the subject of many rumors. Some claimed that it was the voice of the past, while others said that the underground chamber was protecting its secrets. The truth may lie in a simple coincidence, but for archaeologists, this served as another warning to exercise caution. The fact that no one knows the full history of the creation of these underground passages also plays a significant role. Documents from that time have either been lost or carefully hidden. Historians are trying to link the underground passages to the reign of Ivan the Terrible, but there is no evidence to confirm the existence of treasures or particularly important artifacts there. This gap in knowledge gives rise to many speculations and conspiracy theories. Some believe that the Tsar's secret archives may be located there, while others suggest that traps and protective mechanisms were installed to prevent anyone from reaching the truth. The uncertainty surrounding these questions creates an insurmountable barrier for those who wish to penetrate the depths of the temple. Another important factor is the psychological state of the scientists. Everyone knows that fear of the unknown sometimes clouds common sense. When researchers descend into the darkness, their senses are heightened, and the gloom and cobwebs play tricks on their imagination. The feeling that someone or something is watching them becomes almost tangible. Many of those who have visited the underground share stories of pressure, sudden panic attacks, and an inexplicable desire to leave the place as soon as possible. It is difficult to call this a scientific explanation, but it is hard to deny that the incredible atmosphere affects mood and performance. It is also worth noting that some archaeologists show not only fear, but also caution due to the possible interference of third parties. The reputation of the underground complex as a place with Ivan the Terrible's secret attracts people with other interests: collectors, treasure hunters, and even those associated with underground organizations. Controlling the excavations becomes a difficult task, There have been cases where equipment and samples have disappeared or been damaged, and expedition members have encountered inexplicable obstacles in the form of arguments about the need to stop the research. All this casts a shadow of suspicion and forces archaeologists to choose between their desire to uncover the mystery and safety. Finally, an important factor is the depth of the underground and its complexity. According to local historians, the system of passages has several levels and complex labyrinths, which are impossible to penetrate without special experience. Getting lost there means losing not only time, but also the chance of reaching the surface. The lack of modern navigation tools makes such descents extremely risky. This increases the psychological stress and forces people to give in to fear. Without preparation and proper knowledge, it is almost impossible to get into the secret rooms. And it is this barrier that is consciously perceived as a warning. As a result, the fear that archaeologists experience in the underground passages beneath St. Basil's Cathedral is made up of many components: the physical threat of collapse, mystical legends, technical difficulties, psychological barriers, and external pressure. All these elements create a complex cocktail of real and imagined obstacles that must be overcome. But it is this struggle that drives the search forward, because deep within this mystery lies something that could change our understanding of the past. Moving on to the next stage of research, it is difficult to predict what secrets will be revealed and what changes will be brought about by the discoveries from the depths of the underground. But one thing is clear: the way back is always open, and new mysteries await those who dare to look fear in the eye and go further. In the heart of Red Square, beneath the glittering domes of St. Basil's Cathedral, lies something more than meets the eye. The unique architecture of this temple seems to conceal labyrinths of time and space, intricate passages, and secret rooms that have long remained elusive to archaeologists and historians. These hidden spaces are not just underground corridors, but mysterious arteries of the past, storing secrets and mysteries that could change our understanding of history. Not as much is known about the cathedral's architecture as one would like. Construction, which began in the first half of the 16th century, was accompanied by many mystical stories and beliefs. The monumentality of the structure is combined with a carefully thought-out internal structure. It is in the foundation that corridors are hidden, which, according to rumors, lead to ancient storerooms and secret halls. It seems that the craftsmen who built the temple did not just create a shrine, but also left a mystery that can be solved for centuries. Among the legends, there is a story that the treasure of Tsar Ivan IV, known as Ivan the Terrible, is buried under the cathedral. According to legend, these secret underground chambers hold untold riches and powerful relics collected during his reign. However, despite modern technology and equipment, archaeologists avoid descending into these depths. Many strange phenomena and unexplained anomalies that arose during the exploration work have caused many of them to abandon their attempts to investigate these passages. What lies hidden in the darkness of these corridors? Some historians have suggested that these are not simply storage rooms, but defensive structures. The underground passages could have served as a kind of bunker in the event of a siege or attack on Moscow. Perhaps these halls were an impregnable stronghold of power, where the Tsar's closest associates gathered and all the most valuable items were kept. This theory is supported by the fact that the architecture of the underground passages is highly technological and well thought out, which for those times is a real marvel of engineering. Others lean toward more mystical versions. In their opinion, the secret passages are the connecting threads of urban legends and ancient conspiracies. It is believed that it was here that alchemical experiments, rituals, and even meetings of secret societies that controlled the course of Russian history from the shadows were once held. Some researchers claim that beneath the temple lies not just treasure, but the keys to understanding the mysteries of the Russian state, hidden from prying eyes for centuries. Archaeological expeditions carried out in the 20th and early 21st centuries confirm these unusual findings. Among the discoveries are fragments of ancient scrolls, antique instruments, and mysterious symbols that, according to linguists, belong to forgotten pagan cultures. This further confirms that the underground chambers served not only as a hiding place, but also as a place for special spiritual or political practices, possibly related to power and authority. However, the central question remains: why are modern scientists and experts afraid to go down there? The answer lies in a series of unexplained incidents recorded during attempts to explore the site. Equipment often malfunctioned, and sudden movements in the narrow passages are reminiscent of ancient guards protecting treasures. Moreover, there are stories of strange sounds and the appearance of secretive figures that force those who agree to descend deeper or abandon the project. Local residents and historians with unofficial information suggest that the underground passages of Vasily Blaheny really do hide something that could change the historical narrative. This is not just a backdrop for beautiful legends, but a real place of power and mystery that has withstood the tests of time and politics. Perhaps one day the secrets of these depths will be revealed, and the world will learn the truth about the fate of Russia during the era of Ivan the Terrible. In conclusion, it is worth noting that the unusual architecture and numerous secret passages under St. Basil's Cathedral never cease to amaze researchers. They are like living witnesses to events shrouded in myths and mysteries. Each element found in the underground labyrinths provides a new clue to solving ancient mysteries, and, perhaps, opens a door to the past, hidden under layers of history and time. Moving on to the next stage of our journey, it is worth preparing for an even deeper dive into the secrets hidden beneath the ancient walls of Moscow's sacred sites. After all, behind every stone of these structures lie mysteries waiting to be revealed. According to the most popular versions, the underground passages of St. Basil's Cathedral hide something more than just underground passages and dark stone walls. Legends passed down from mouth to mouth and intertwined with official history claim that this is where the repository of Ivan the Terrible, a ruler whom many consider a mysterious and even frightening figure in Russian history, is located. His secrets remain undiscovered, and the underground chambers serve as a key to understanding some of the darkest pages of the past. Archaeologists and researchers working nearby report unexplained anomalies, strange noises, and an almost mystical atmosphere that makes even the bravest refuse to descend into the depths. One of the most intriguing hypotheses is the version about the treasures of the Tsar himself. It is believed that Ivan the Terrible, being a cautious man, hid his jewels and important state documents deep underground to protect them from enemies and traitors. Repeated attempts to find these treasures have ended in failure or serious problems. Equipment broke down, unexpected cave-ins often occurred, and expedition members complained of unexplained health problems and strange visions. Some researchers attribute these phenomena to ancient protective spells cast on the structure, as if time and space were subject to different laws here. Another theory takes us to secret archives that are said to have been preserved in the underground passages. According to some sources, documents, discoveries, and even codes that could have completely changed the course of history were stored there, which would have been accessible to the public. This information was protected not only physically, but also mystically. Ancient manuscripts mention mysterious symbols painted on the walls that served as a kind of signal for those who dared to enter. It is believed that deciphering these signs opens the gates to knowledge lost over the centuries. However, those who tried to penetrate deeper often disappeared or returned greatly changed, as if something invisible had touched their souls. We must not forget the rumors that have been circulating among the masses since the post-Soviet era. There is a suggestion that the underground may not be just a repository, but a kind of portal between worlds, created through occult rituals by ancient priests who worked for the benefit of monarchs. These theories, of course, sound like the plot of a mystical novel, but they are supported by many vivid witnesses and chronicles whose letters have been preserved in the archives. Their stories are filled with descriptions of mysterious light phenomena, sudden temperature changes, and strange voices that can be heard even through thick stone walls. By the way, why are archaeologists so afraid to go down into the underground? There are many reasons, and one of them is not only related to physical danger. It is well known that the tunnels that have been explored are unpredictable. Numerous cases of collapses, poisonous gases, and even strange electrical discharges force not only professionals, but also amateurs to be extremely cautious. Some experts believe that these anomalies are designed to protect the secrets of the underground, created by a reserved disbelief in science, or, conversely, by a deep understanding of the surrounding world and its unknown aspects. This manifests itself in a special awe and respect that people feel for a place that holds many mysteries. In addition, it is interesting to note that some sources mention secret societies that have been watching over the underground for centuries and forbid anyone to enter the inner chambers. These structures may be the heirs of ancient guard orders, for whom the vaults of Basil the Blessed are of particular importance. They carefully guard access, using both physical means of protection and magical rituals to prevent the disclosure of secrets and preserve the sacred silence. Such knowledge echoes little-known facts about the influence of secret societies on political and social processes in Russia over many centuries. Delving deeper into the mysteries of the underground, one cannot ignore comparisons with similar structures in other countries. For example, in Europe and Asia, there are similar repositories shrouded in legends and superstitions, which increases interest in the possibilities of further discoveries in the crypt of Vasily Blazheny. Researchers note that these structures have similar architecture and strange energy characteristics, which confirms the theory of the existence of mysterious connections between them. Perhaps, centuries later, new facts will come to light that will prove that the underground complex is part of a global complex with deeply hidden knowledge. At the same time, in today's world of information technology, there is heated debate about the possibility of using underground complexes for secret data storage or even for conducting unknown experimental research. Some experts are convinced that there is a system operating beneath the temple that connects the past with the future, helps preserve knowledge, and prevents the spread of dangerous information. This adds a touch of mysticism to the story and makes the desire to unravel the mystery even greater. In this regard, many are trying to find logical explanations for strange phenomena, linking them to scientific progress or unknown natural phenomena. In general, the underground passages of St. Basil the Blessed remain a bridge between the real and the imaginary, history and mystery, science and mysticism. It attracts scientists, mystics, and simply adventure seekers, compelling them to try to penetrate a place where it sometimes seems that not only treasures are hidden, but also the very essence of secret knowledge. What secrets will be revealed next, and who will actually dare to face the darkness of the underground passages will become clear in the following chapters of this exploration of the mysterious world hidden beneath the Grand Cathedral. Let's continue our journey deep into the mysteries and legends that surround this truly mystical place. Today, the secrets of the Basil's catacombs continue to lure archaeologists and researchers, sparking heated debates and intriguing speculation. Despite decades of attempts, accurate information about these depths remains elusive. The unexpected proximity to urban communications, together with the preservation of ancient structures, creates many physically insurmountable barriers. This is what makes it difficult for specialists to penetrate the hidden vaults, where, according to legend, Ivan the Terrible's treasure may be hidden. Modern technologies have radically changed the approach to such objects. The use of drilling radars, magnetic tomographs, and 3D modeling allows the creation of virtual maps of underground caverns without actually entering them. These methods have already been used in the Armenian catacombs and other monuments, revealing previously inaccessible secrets of the past. Russian scientists are trying to use this experience in the underground passages of Red Square, but there are still many obstacles related to the preservation of the historical landscape. Despite caution and technological progress, the psychological factor of fear and uncertainty plays an important role in holding back research. Several scientists who conducted the first exploratory expeditions shared a feeling of unease, sometimes reaching the point of sensing the presence of something otherworldly. Such impressions create a special aura around the underground passages, fueling rumors of mystical forces guarding ancient secrets. Perhaps it is this aspect that prevents most people from conducting in-depth research. The role of the government in the controlled zone also remains a mystery. In recent years, there have been several closed meetings with officials and scientists to discuss the possible consequences of opening the secret passages. Concerns are not so much about material values as about preserving the balance between past and present architectural ensembles. Some believe that this is a reflection of conservative policies toward historical heritage. It is interesting to note that local residents and restorers are also making their own contributions to the research. Residents of Red Square often tell legends passed down from generation to generation, which mention unusual sounds and mysterious light phenomena at night. Although these stories are not confirmed by facts, they arouse additional interest among specialists seeking to uncover the origins of these tales. Observing local folklore is becoming an important part of the comprehensive study of the underground passages. An important step in the development of research was the joining of forces from different scientific fields, from archaeologists and historians to engineers, geologists, and even psychologists. Modern projects involve not just excavations, but comprehensive research using biochemical analysis of materials, digital modeling, and epigraphy. This promises a significant breakthrough in understanding the structure and historical significance of the underground rooms beneath the temple. Increasing attention is being paid to the safety of researchers. The use of remote-controlled robots allows them to explore hard-to-reach areas and collect data without risk to human life. Russian developers have already tested the first prototypes in similar conditions. There is real hope that with their help, it will be possible to uncover the secrets of the underground chambers while preserving the health and lives of scientists. At the same time, an active search continues for historical documents and evidence that could shed light on the purpose and age of the mysterious chambers. 17th century archives provide some indirect data, but their interpretation requires a serious scientific approach. The political context of the time adds to the complexity, as many events are shrouded in mystification, speculation, and deliberate distortions. One of the key figures promoting the research is Professor Dmitry Orlov. His team is engaged not only in technical aspects, but also in analyzing the cultural and religious symbols discovered in the underground area. Dmitry is convinced that understanding the spiritual context is just as important as material evidence. His approach combines the mysteries of the past with the philosophical quests of the present. Contemporary attempts to uncover hidden chambers and passageways are based on principles of ethical and scientific balance. A lack of haste and thorough preparation minimize the risk of damage to the monuments. The community of experts adheres to the idea that history should be revealed gradually, respecting the memory of ancestors and preserving opportunities for future generations. This is the main responsibility of scientists. Perhaps it is the new era of digital technology that will be the key to unlocking the last mysteries of the Catacombs of St. Basil the Blessed. The integration of artificial intelligence for data analysis and prediction of geological changes opens up horizons for previously impossible research. This will allow us to visualize hidden structures and even guess their purpose by comparing them with similar structures around the world. In conclusion, it is worth noting that the underground passages remain one of the most intriguing and mysterious pages in Moscow's history. They combine features of the real past, mysticism, and unexplored possibilities. Each new discovery or hypothesis brings us closer to understanding how complex and multifaceted the history of our heritage is. The future of research promises to reveal a real world of mysteries and secrets hidden beneath the feet of millions of residents of the capital. Moving smoothly on to the next stage, scientists intend to expand international cooperation by attracting experts from various fields. This will provide a multifaceted view of the problem and give us a chance to reveal the underground in all its fullness and beauty. Such efforts are laying the groundwork for a new phase of research, in which science, culture, and technology will intersect, transforming our perception of historical space.